In today's video, I show you guys all the locations of the brand new bosses and mythics and vaults on the map. Before we jump into this, don't forget if you aren't subscribed already, roughly 98% of you guys aren't subscribed, so tap it and let's get into it. New season, so if you're not already, code POST in your item shop before you buy the battle pass. Let's have a look at these bosses and mythics. So jumping into this, we're going to find the location of the bosses. Now to do this, we're going to have to head over to Mega City because that is where the boss spawns. Now, there's actually some secret vaults on the map I'm going to show you guys as well later on. It isn't exactly a boss that spawns one of them, the other vault, it's something else, and we'll explore that towards the end of the video. But first off, let me show you guys the boss and the mythics that spawn with the boss. So, the location of the boss is over at the Mega City, and that's where we're going to dive in. Now, there's something weird about this boss. You can't just go for the boss. The boss doesn't spawn in until midway through the game, which I'll show you guys as we do get through this. So how exactly do you get the boss to spawn in, and what do you do to fight him? Well, the first thing I do is stay alive in the city, because if you don't manage to stay alive, you're not making it to the boss. Now, a few tactics you could do is not land at the city and then rotate into the city, but usually you'll probably get eliminated as you rotate in. So the best thing to do is clear out the city the best you can, or at least try your best. Here I get one elimination straight off the bat, and I do hunt down other people in the city. For me, this is probably the best strat, but if you're not very good at eliminating players straight off the bat and you just want to fight the boss, then maybe don't go to city straight away and rotate in. This guy here actually come into the city on a bike, and he decided he would rotate in maybe to fight the boss. I'm not too sure if he was seeking the boss or not, but I took him out fairly easily. A nice little elimination on him. So that was really easy. And again, continuing through, there are other people in here that we can find and eliminate throughout the city, and that's what we do here in this section of the video. Now, it's really important to make sure that you've got the right loot to take out the boss as well, because the boss does spawn with 2 henchmen. Now, we're going to skip ahead a little bit until we actually come closer to the boss, because I actually eliminate a lot of people in this city, and it goes on for quite a while. Up on this zip line up here, you can see that we do have one NPC as well. I've just uploaded the video on all the NPC locations for this season, so if you want to check it out, do. It's really important, and it's got all the NPCs in. You can also use this strategy that I'm using here if you come against a player and you know how NPCs work. Kind of just use the NPC, make the player kind of hit the NPC even if you can't hire them, and then the NPC will target them. And obviously the player's now got 2 people on him and he runs away. This is really effective in zero build, especially against a casual player. Pros will probably be able to deal with it quite easily, but most of my lobbies are just casual players like myself. So nice little elimination there. Now we're getting a little bit close until the time actually comes that we can actually get the actual location of the bosses. So I'm fighting another player over here. He's going to come along these little rail zip lines, and I'll show you guys some tips in today's video as well with these rails, which will actually come in really handy. There's actually a way of moving super fast on them, faster than you would think. So if you move really fast on it, you can get away from a lot of opponents. I'll show you guys a little tip, and it's not actually boosting. So I'm going to take this guy out with the sword. You're actually going to see some gameplay and elimination with the sword right now if you've not already seen it. You can dash with it in the sky, which is super effective. And the best way of eliminating people, if you hit them with the dash ability, it puts them up in the air, then you can swing and deal damage to them. It kind of like floats them for a few seconds, allowing you to hit them. There, the player was already on low HP, so I managed to finish him off quite easily and I had that set to go. So the boss is going to spawn now. So now's the time for the boss to spawn. So we're going to rotate back into the city, and I'll show you guys where he spawns inside a Mega City, so you guys can get the location of him down. It's actually on one of the bridges. So here it happened. I wasn't at the POI when he spawned, but he spawns in that rift there, and then they start walking. Now he has 2 henchmen that spawn with him that are part of the, I guess, the heist wildcard stuff, and the boss does kind of walk up and down this bridge. So the best way of taking out the boss is using a DMR or a sniper from this building that I'm in here. It's at the top bridge inside the Mega City. You can see me on the map on the upper section. Hit him in the head with a sniper, and he's already down more than half of his HP. Then you can finish him off either with another sniper shot or whatever weapon you've got, and it's an easy elimination. That's personally the best way of taking out the boss, because it avoids attracting the henchmen. Now the henchmen will be aggroed on you now throughout the entire game, so they won't stop aggroing on you even if you leave the area. They will be targeted on you whenever you go back, but that's okay because they're generally easy to eliminate, and they probably just get eliminated by other players anyway, because people probably think they're players, because to be honest, not many people really know about this boss. So there we have it. We got the mythic and we got the card for the vault as well. So let me show you guys the mythic and the vault as well in action, which is going to be super awesome. So we've got our mythic rifle, which is the new rifle by the way, and we also have our vault keycard. So where do you go for the vault keycard? Here you can just see me running around the city. I keep getting targeted by a few people because they know I've eliminated the boss, I think, and I think they know I'm going to the city. The henchmen are still here. I'm just avoiding them. All I'm doing is just rotating around, picking up shields, and just making sure I don't get seen going into this vault, because it's in an awkward position, and the vault's actually in the water or in the lower section. So once you're in, there isn't really an escape. and you're kind of stuck down there. Unless I haven't actually tried escaping using the toilets in there. There probably is a toilet passage out, there usually is, but other than that, it feels like you're cornered and someone could be guarding the vault. And people might be guarding the vault after this video, so do be careful when you go in here. Here's the vault, by the way, on this lower water side. And you can see this is where people might guard it, where I'm stood right now, which is a super good guarding spot for the vault. You can actually see there's some players who have noticed me go inside of here, so I'm a little bit nervous. So I'm going to activate it here and face this way to keep an eye out. I'm not going to watch the vault open. Usually for this footage I would, but in this situation I've tried many times to get this vault open and I keep getting eliminated, so I'm not going to watch the vault open. It is opening though behind me, which is pretty good, and I'm going to be able to go inside of here and show you guys the mythics that you can get inside of here. It's a guaranteed mythic, by the way, the guaranteed new Havoc pump shotgun mythic, which does one shot to the head. I'll show you guys some gameplay of that right now. This guy just pushing on me. We'll see if we can get the eliminate on him with this lovely Havoc shotgun. He's moving in, he's trying his best. I'm going to use this bolt for cover over here. When he does peek, can I break that? Or I can, I haven't really got time though. And then bait him in, nice little headshot, 144 there. That's all he had, and we just took him out instantly. But it can get up to 250 for the head, I believe. So it can one shot on 0 build as well. The best shotgun in the game, and you can get access to it in this Mega City Vault. So that's where it spawns, and that's how you get access to it. Obviously, there's a bunch of gold in here, and the legendary slurps as well. They refill all of your HP and all of your shield. Take a little bit of time to do it, a little bit faster than the normal slurp juice, but they've replaced the normal slurp juice, and they're a pretty good heal item, and you can stack 2 of them, and usually you get 2 of them in that vault as well. So now Loot Lake Loot Lake was spawning, but I got eliminated. Anyway, we'll get into some other footage of exploring Loot Lake, because I luckily did it in a different game. So, the Loot Lake Island spawns, and you go to it. Now, what is cool about this island is it can spawn in a few different locations on the map. In this game right here, it's spawned in Slabs and Frenzy, and the game that we just died in, it actually was spawning towards the Loot Lake location, I believe, and wasn't towards this location. So, it's pretty awesome, and when you do find the Loot Lake Island, which spawns in randomly through a rift, you can go to it and actually access a few different things on here. It's super cool. I really like it. So you're probably wondering, Pat, what can you gain access to on this island? Well, you can capture the center point. By capturing the center point, that's going to give you access to a new mythical item, which isn't even in creative yet, and that is the following. So as we begin to capture the point, let's wait until we capture it. I'll show you guys the mythic. For some reason in this game here, the players on the island actually died with these mythics. I'm not too sure how they died, but they did, and we got access to the mythics very easily there. But yeah, so that was not a mythic that was related to this island though. The mythic that you get here is the Overclock Pulse Rifle, which I'm going to show you guys in a second when it does unlock in a sec. Let's just take this guy out. Oh, he's moved down a little bit. Let's go back over there and get this Pulse Rifle then. Capture the point, easily done, and then we'll get access to the rifle once we capture it. So there we are, capturing it, and it should spawn in the rifle, and there it is, the Overclock Rifle. It's super effective, this thing. The Overclock Cobra, no, is it called Overclock Pulse Rifle? That's what it's called. And it's amazing. Like, this thing is incredible. Like, it's ridiculous how good this is. You'll see how cool it is now. You don't aim in, look how fast it fires. You can really take players out with it. I really do like it. I think generally this weapon itself is super effective, and a lot of you guys will like it if you can get your hands on it at one of these Loot Lake farm locations. Now, that's only if they do spawn in. If you don't get it, then unfortunately you will miss it. So you're going to get a little bit lucky. But there's another secret to this island as well. There's actually a secret vault on this island in the basement. Now, I was really surprised when I found this out, because you wouldn't really expect there to be a vault on Loot Lake, right? Well, there is, and I'm not too sure why. So if you go down to the basement of the house, you will actually find the vault. And it comes in this kind of mine section, which used to be here in the original chapter 1, and it requires keys to open. But luckily enough, I have 2 keys right here. So we can open this up, and we are opening it up nicely. And we get access to the Loot Lake Vault. And again, this vault does give you access to some awesome loot and some crazy stuff. So let's go inside of here and check out what we get. Inside of the vault, we get a bunch of chests. Obviously the special chest, the legendary chest, some extra loot, some more loot, and just a ton of great loot, which is going to always come in handy. You know, loot always comes in handy. Sadly, there's no mythical spawn in here, but you do get access to a few chests and a bunch of stuff, just kind of you would with any usual